Hello, welcome to DART, Dispatching and Reservation Technology, a ground transportation solution for limousine service. The DART software is web-based and is very customizable. Let's get started. Once you've logged on to our site, you'll enter your company's ID, your username, your password, and basically log in. Once you've logged into the website, you can see that your company name will appear and also your company logo and a company splash page to better personalize your software with. This is done at the top under the administration button. Simply click on company profile. You're able to upload your company name, address, information, your website, reservation numbers if you want for it to generate reservation number or if you want to use your own reservation sequence. You will also designate a default view, whether you're using one of our other modules or the Limousine module, and basically update. Now, returning back to the main screen, you have 5 action buttons: Availability, View a Reservation, Make a Reservation, Pending Reservations, and Completed Reservations. Let's start using the first one, Availability. When a client calls in, he is checking on availability of what cars you have for the specific date or dates that they are looking for. If we click on availability, it gives you a default of today and the next 2 days ahead. You can also customize this and change it to a daily or a weekly. So we have 3 cars set up on our test module, and we're looking at Limousine number 2, an STS, or a Lincoln Town Car sedan. Looks like they're all available for the host of the 3 days between 12 a.m. and 11 p.m. at night. We can look at the car as we're selling the car by simply clicking on the photograph, and it'll give you a listing of the information for the vehicle, the model, the year, the hourly rate, and features about the car. You can also scroll down and see the views. This is also accessible to the client through the web browser. They can see the same pictures that you're looking at. However, the rate will not display. They'll have access to looking at the photographs to follow along with you. Now, once your client has selected a vehicle, next step is making a reservation. Click on the Make a Reservation tab. You can pick the reservation numbers or use the automated choices that the computer can generate for you. The date, the reservation type, whether it's in-house, farm-in, or farm-out, start time, end time, vehicle type, vehicle information, the number of passengers, and a name for the lead passenger. If this is a trip to the airport or somewhere requiring a child seat or a booster seat, it gives you those options here, also for luggage sizes to be added onto the reservation. Bear in mind that all these options here can be customizable to your specific needs at your limousine service. You would enter next, specify whether this is a one-way trip or a round trip, pick up locations, and special instructions for the driver, whether it's an anniversary party, birthday, or a corporate function. The next tab will consist of the rates. The rates are preset in the background when you log in your vehicles and the rates. The vehicles and the rates would be designated by date and time. You also have the last tab, which is the client information. This is where you gather information whether it's a corporate account or a one-time client. First information is their last name, first name, their vital information. If this is an agency booking, there's a place to locate it into this screen here, and the billing information. We also provide an account with EchoSign. EchoSign, you can send the contractual agreement or the service agreement prior to the chauffeur arriving for his pickup. This can be sent electronically, the client can sign and send back. The next button will be the View Reservations. If you click on View Reservation, you'll be able to go into the actual reservation and display it. Here you see that the reservation number has been issued, the last name of the party, the date, the start time, the end time, the city, his pickup location, and the vehicle number. Now that we've made a reservation into the system, let's take a step back and let's go check availability again. If we click on availability, we can see that for the date range that we've made a reservation, we see that Limousine 02 on the 13th is booked between 8 p.m. and 12 midnight. So when you're trying to make a reservation, you would see that you could not book this car again for the same time frame. Same would apply for these cars. You would be looking for anything that is in the green section to be available. All the red markings would mean that the reservation is already booked. Plus, when you try to make a reservation for that car, it would not allow you, simply because the car has already been booked. You have also the ability of putting a window for turnaround, whether at the beginning and at the end of each reservation, of an hour, 2 hours, whatever you would designate, so you can turn the car around before you head off to the next reservation. Now, moving on. The next two buttons left are the pending reservations and completed reservations. These are simply pending reservations would be anything that you've took a deposit and has not been paid for yet, or simply on a courtesy hold. You would display the reservation, complete the reservation by either requiring a deposit or a payment with a credit card. The completed reservation, you can go back and check and see what reservations were done. You can also run reports off of your income to see what reservations were done within the time frame that you're looking for. Now, returning back to the home page, we'll be taking a look at the above buttons. These buttons were operations, administration, and there will be a report button that will also be executed on the software, and those are customized to your company's preference. Let's take a look at operations. It has driver availability, the driver availability view, days off, check-in and check-out, timesheets, dispatch notes, and settings. Driver availability. The first one basically is what it describes. It will allow your drivers to come in, add the driver in question, from date and to date. This can be done from the beginning of the month to the end of the month. He can select what days of the week he's available, his start time, and his end time. The next button under operation is the driver availability view. You can go into the software and see what days and times you have available and drivers that are available to meet your reservation requirements. The next button are the days off, check-in and check-out, timesheets, dispatch notes, and settings. These are pretty much self-explanatory. Bear in mind, the Dart software is customizable. You can add as many operational reports you would like to see or functions to the software simply by telling us what you would like to see, and our software designers will create and install this into the software. What you decide to do on your software is only affecting your software. It does not appear on anybody else's software. Now, under administration. Administration has the company profile, which you saw at the beginning of the video. The next would be clients. You would set up your client information here. User types. User types is to describe what type of functions you want within the software. You have administrators, you can have dispatchers, you can have accounting department, and each one would have a set of abilities that they can do within the software. You set the restrictions and the abilities of what functions they can access. You also have a space for drivers where you would keep all your drivers' information. To build the driver's information, you would put in their ID number, and as you can see, name, dates, social security number, cities, address, their license number, all kinds of pertinent information in the software. What kind of vehicle the driver has ability to drive or he's permitted to drive, his rate of pay, whether it be by trip or by hour. You also have a place to upload a photograph of the driver, which will come in handy on the mobile application that we'll explain later on in another video, and also upload a photograph of his driver's license, an image of his license. In the event if there's ever an accident or something happens, you have access to the records right on hand. Going back to administration, we have city groups. City groups is in case you live in a city that has multiple airports or multiple cities at your disposal where you do service. You can list each city and group them all together. Vehicle types. Vehicle types is where you designate what type of vehicles are within your fleet. You would add whether it be a 6-passenger limousine, 8 passengers. This is the category sedans, SUVs, whatever you have in your fleet. Once the vehicle type is established, you can go in and select each individual vehicle by number. Once you add a limousine or a sedan, you can click on the information, the ID number, what city is assigned to, the type of limousine or sedan, the license plate, VIN number, model, year, state registration, tracking ID number in case you have a GPS tracking device on the vehicle, a description which will appear also on the side where your customers are able to look at your software and look at the vehicles that are available, the flight rate for that vehicle if it has any. Here's where you set any kind of special amenities that come with the vehicle, the hourly rate, whether you charge for ice, the champagne cups, whatever the case is, Wi-Fi, roses, anything additional, you can list here, and this will appear on that specific car every time the car is being booked. Vehicle rates. In the location, this is a default vehicle rate you can set for your limousines, and this is also customizable by time of day, weekdays or weekend. You can set standard rates for a car during the week, different rates for that vehicle during the weekends or special events or special days within the calendar year. Perhaps Christmas, New Year's, you might have a different minimum hours. Whatever the case is, you can preset all those rates and qualifications on this piece of the software. And landmark locations. You can have the airport, any special events, AT&T Center, studios, any place that is a frequently place that people travel to. This is where you want to locate them and place a landmark location on those locations. And that basically is everything that we have under administration. Again, bear in mind this software is customizable. If there's any other features you would like to see in here, we can create those and place them under the administration tab if it's something that is useful to your service. The last feature on the software is reports. The reports will be located up on the top as well. You would get a host of different reports you'd like to generate, whether it be a revenue report, driver report, vehicle reports, a monthly trip report. You basically send us your requirements and what your guidelines or a sample of your reports that you would like to see. We will create those reports for you, put them into the system, and you can generate those reports at whatever time you'd like. This concludes our video on the DART Limousine Service software. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact one of our sales agents and we can set up a one-on-one demonstration. We'd like to thank you for taking this time to view the video. Thank you very much.